Hey folks, Quillopolis here, and welcome to the long-awaited return to the original Let's Play of City Skylines. I got a lot of people requesting that I return to this city, and wondering, like, why did it stop at episode 6? Well, the reason is, the game was released and I was able to start live streaming, and live streaming, like, took over everything on the channel, and I simply didn't have enough time to record any offline episodes of City Skylines. But that has now changed. Live streaming has calmed down a little bit, so we can return to Quillopolis finally. Post-release, post some patches, and with a lot of mods added in. Let's go ahead and take a look at our mods real quick before we actually load the game. First of all, there's all the assets, which are like extra little graphic-y bits and things, and it's going to be impossible to really list those. They're just, they're mostly just cosmetic, so it doesn't really matter. The mods that are important, I've gone ahead and used the Unlock All built-in mod just to so that we have every aspect of the game available from the start, which I'm quite keen on. It makes some aspects of the game starting out a little bit easier, but not that much, because at the same time you have to like rush out hospitals and everything right from day one. But it speeds up the start and makes things a little bit more fun. Obviously, the 25 spaces are available, the automatic bulldoze, which you can toggle on and off, the tree brush. I have dynamic resolution installed, but disabled. Just because we don't need the extra anti-aliasing stuff. I got an autosave mod installed here. Ground level camera. Traffic plus is quite cool. I have it turned off for now because I haven't really played with it, but it allows you to put down pedestrian paths that are zonable. So you can have areas that people can only walk to, but you can still have houses and shops and things. It's worth noting that by itself, that means that if there's a fire or garbage or crime, then that will just pile up. However, there's an option here to allow trucks, just basically like service trucks, and also if you zone commercial, then it will allow those commercial zones to get deliveries, or if you use industrial zones for some reason, then they can ship out their goods still. So, you sort of get, it's mostly pedestrian only, but for important service vehicles and such, they can still go on, which is kind of a neat little feature. But I've got it turned off for now until I figure it out a bit more. Trip filter is interesting. It filters out non-important messages from the tripper. So you'll only get the ones of like, hey, there's no fire, there's no power, or there's a fire, or there's something like that, as opposed to, someone lost their wallet, which makes all of a sudden the tripper a lot more useful again. So we're going to do that. No Pillars is a cool mod that when you put down things like these railroad tracks, you can turn off pillars and collision and stuff like that. What this does is allow you to run railroad track directly above a road, like along a road, as many cities do, and it gives you a couple of cool options. I haven't really made use of it yet, but I'm waiting for a good opportunity to like make a cool railroad that is like directly over a road, and that'll look kind of awesome. Auto line color changes your color for new transportation lines, which sounds good. The traffic report tool is amazing. We're going to be looking into that, but basically it lets us see. It draws a line showing us exactly where cars are going when you use this, and it's super handy for figuring out traffic stuff. There's this fire spread mod, which should be really awesome. I've got it disabled for now, but basically if a building bursts into flames and doesn't get put out quickly enough, the fire can spread to adjacent buildings, which obviously adds an extra level of awesome. Tell you what, let's turn it on. What the hell? What could possibly go wrong? And then an extended public transport UI. I haven't used it yet, but it'll give us extra tools for managing our transport lines, which I think is quite cool. So let's go ahead and load LP City 1.6 and take a look at that. The load times do definitely go up as you get more assets and more mods loaded in here. But, that's pretty standard. It's still not too bad at all, and the game still seems to run exquisitely well, so I'm happy about that. And yeah. So what we're gonna continue trying to play this city. Basically, I'm probably gonna alternate between this one and whatever I'm doing in my live streams. So right now, at this time, the live stream city is still Venice. So we're still gonna play Venice during the live stream, and then I'm still gonna upload those videos to YouTube as well. But when I don't have those, then I'll continue Quillopolis. So we'll have two cities going at the same time, with a bit of a different vibe between them, because the live stream experience is different from the offline experience. There we go. So because we have the Unlock All mod, we've got that going on, and so here is our old city. That's Quillopolis. All right. So yeah, again, I think we left this off in pre-release, and in Eastlake over here. Unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And, we didn't have any mods. We didn't know a lot of the mechanics. We're still sort of figuring things out. Like, for example, the fact that this structure, as cool as it looks, is not particularly potent. Although we may be able to make an adjustment. Some of this traffic was already in there. It's possible that if we just let it go for a while, some of it will resolve itself, because the traffic AI has been adjusted, I think, since the last time we played this. But, you know, there we are. We were learning some things. Actually, did I know about this? Like, we've got these curvy lines. Yeah, I was forcing myself to do a lot of curves in this city. Give it a bit more of a small city feel. And then we had our big sort of industrial area, or not industrial, big commercial and high density residential over here. Crime rate is high. Is it really, though? Where's our police station? Right over here. How much money do we have? $500,000. Oh, what is... Oh, the Wayne Enterprises. I didn't realize it was a police station. Billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne wants to build a headquarters in your city, but they do seem to have an odd impact on crime. I mean, so it looks like there's criminal coverage over here. They were just having to wait for the police to actually reach things. Looks like there's no actual police access anywhere in Smoky Town, though. Or over here. Well, that's not good. So let's put Wayne Enterprises over in Smoky Town. Bulldozing a little bit of it. A lot of empty space over here. Let's go ahead and fill that with trees using our tree mod tool. So we go and we pick our tree. Generic tree with leaves, that's fine. And then we we get our tree brush. And let's just paint down a bunch of trees in here. And hope to soak up the pollution. Maybe in here as well. Just make everything look a little nicer. Hopefully a little greener. Although it mostly will be autumn colors because the trees are mostly getting killed off by things. Yeah, we have an unbelievable amount of traffic. It'll be an interesting project to fix this city. Again, we didn't really know how the traffic mechanics worked when we were building this. Now, one thing that is in our favor, we actually have very few intersections overall because we have a lot of... there we go. I think that'll be plenty of trees. No, more trees. There we go. Take full advantage of the tree brush. The trees that this puts down are free. But, you know, who cares? All right. Yeah, there are very few intersections. There's a lot of space over here. However, we do have a lot of these sort of 4-lane avenues, which cause traffic lights. If these were simple 2-lane roads, we would get no traffic light here, which might actually improve the flow dramatically. We know that. But I don't think it's too bad, right? We've got the access for the industrial zone over here, which is pretty important. I think traffic will start to flow here. Already you can see a lot of this is starting to improve. Not so much over here. Now, we know that while this is a very realistic setup, a lot of cities have this exactly, where you should sort of stay on your current avenue or road or whatever you want to call this to go over the highway, and then you can turn off. Although, it's also entirely reasonable to have an off-ramp come off over here instead of forcing people to make that corner. It's unbelievable. Even though there's no traffic over here, just having this structure slows things down pretty dramatically. Also, the fact that it's a single lane slows things down. So it looks like we do need to improve things here a little bit. I don't know. You know what? We're just going to let it play on speed 3 for a while. I'm going to see. This might clear itself up completely. At some point, we're going to want to do an optimization pass over here as we get more traffic. But it wouldn't surprise me if this starts to improve. Again, we saved this well before the new traffic AI was implemented, I'm pretty sure. So things will probably be a little bit better. So we've got money. We've got a lot of little demand. Let's go ahead and build up things. What I'm thinking of doing is extending this avenue here a little further and building a bit of a neighborhood here and probably ending up with another highway connection. The question is, what kind of highway connection do we want to end up with? Do we want something that would serve, you know, just low traffic? Like, our first big successful city used a lot of complicated interchanges to try to pump as much traffic as possible and try to increase density. But if we leave a lot of space everywhere, we might not need that kind of thing. I don't know what the look of our city should be. I don't want them to always look the same. I mean, here there's a lot of like, I'm just making curved lines to force myself out of my normal habits. Do we have an incinerator anywhere over here? Technically over there. The garbage trucks are probably stuck in traffic, as opposed to actually needing more stuff. You can see here everyone's having to shift over because there's just one lane in and out of this whole area. We actually might alleviate traffic quite a bit simply by connecting this avenue here. So let's just go ahead and do that. You know what? Let's make a very naive connection with this avenue. We'll keep using the curvy road tool. We'll do one there. And then, even though we know they're not necessarily great for traffic, we'll just go ahead and use the on and off ramp. So this highway goes sort of north this way, so if we want to be able to get there, we need to bust off over here. It's actually going to be... Oh, we can go across there. So I say difficult to do it because there's not much of a gap between. There we go. So you can go this way and head north, which is great. Or alternatively, you can come in from this side. Go over. Now, this creates a traffic light no matter what, right? No, actually, it didn't. So in the interest of avoiding creating a traffic light, we'll do that. Oh, but this one does. That's interesting. Even though logically, everything would only go in this one direction. It would be so much better if on this intersection you could forbid this little thing, right? Because the traffic, logically, this traffic here should only ever go in this direction. There's no reason for it to ever go in the other way. Still, it'll be curious to see. Already there's some cars going over here, because we do have a neighborhood at this end. So there's going to be some amelioration of the traffic. Also, we can open up the chirper. We can have it auto-open the messages. And the reason for that is the chirper should be filtered to only be useful. Although right now there's a lot of old complaints. So we'll see how that goes. I love watching the trains. It's one of my favorite parts of this game. And we did build a nice... Well, we've got a pair of stations, right? We've got the passenger train station here. Cargo train station there, and a throughway all the way through. Man, it's like playing Transport Tycoon. And actually did a decent job with it. Let's go ahead and connect up this road. We are going to have to be careful about creating a cross street over here. It's going to be really important because we need to give people the ability to still make that U-turn. Or something. So we'll keep going with this 4-lane avenue, even though I think it's actually like the least functional road in the game. Alright, that was weird. And then down. And it'll connect there. A little bit of an angle, but that's alright. And the reason I say the U-turn is because a lot of the trucks leaving here, they have to turn right, but then they might actually want to go that way. Although, they might decide to exit over here now, which would be certainly okay. Actually, we might lessen the traffic here dramatically by offering the trucks that are leaving here. No, they're still going to U-turn here for some reason. That might be an old path. That might have been a backlog of trucks. It'll be interesting to see what happens in a few minutes if we just keep watching. Right. So, I mean, it's certainly functioning over here, which makes me kind of happy. Now, since we already have traffic lights here no matter what if we take a one-way off of this bad boy? Yeah. Like that. Just, it'll be straight from here, which actually will form an angle, but that'll be okay. You know, if I do something like that, and then extend this little avenue with the straight tool, and I guess we'll have to go up right away. And then down as quickly as we can. What was that bong? It's weird. This will be slightly angled too. That's okay. Who needs perfectly straight neighborhoods? Not me. Right, two-way tool, that's good. There we go. Some little T's in there. Again, we're going to keep lots of green space. It'll be lovely. All right. Industrial demand is growing as one of the fastest. And this actually wouldn't be a terrible place for industry because it can get on and off the highway really, really quick. But I don't think I want to spread any pollution down here. I think if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to extend the industrial area over here. Looks like we could probably use a little bit more incineration services. What are our stats? Oh, we don't have enough incinerators after all. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, we have one here, but there's just actually way too much garbage in general. And I'll put another one there. We don't have any incinerators here at all, so let's go ahead and try not to pollute the lake. Let's just what are we going to do? Let's go ahead and connect this area up here, first of all. I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, we have way not enough garbage coverage. Let's allow a little shortcut there, which I think is going to be okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off a straight road. This is already a poopy lake, so pollution here doesn't matter. And, you know, while it's got to drive up and down this road, which is kind of not good, we're going to accept the fact that that'll keep the pollution quite far from everything. You're connected to the power network. Great. I'm going to spam out some more garbage trucks, and you'll try to service these areas a little bit more. And we'll probably build up this area later on. Just trying to keep these incinerators a little further away from my districts. Got garbage complaints over here, too. We do have, well, I mean, the landfill is irrelevant. Should be emptying, actually. We do have an incineration plant. Which means we have a lot of pollution here, even though this is not really an area where we might want that. Let's extend this out. Again, we'll put in a pair of incinerators. Get the water out there. And I'm going to mark this thing to empty itself. That way we can just remove the landfill later on. Okay, we've pretty dramatically increased our incineration coverage. Probably will want an incinerator down here somewhere at some point. It'd be really easy if I decided to just make this an industrial area, but I really don't want to. Although, I'll have to two-way this. This isn't so bad. Let's do this. I mean, I have to two-way this regardless. And now that works. One of my favorite patches is the one that allowed you to alternate your roads between the two-way and a one-way. Gonna go at a little bit of an angle just so that we can minimize how much we've got going outside of our map here. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. Oops. Very nice. Okay. This might be a good place for offices. Some commercial. We do have demand for that. Now, commercial obviously makes noise pollution, but doesn't go that far. Let's go and use the office tool. Use the paintbrush, which I don't normally use. Actually, let's office up everything on the inner part over here. Like that. And then we're going to put in some high-density commercial over here. I think I'm going to replace some of that with parks. Nice that we've got a little bit of zonable land over here, but it's probably not a good idea to do that. And yes, I'm going to go and replace these with park. I have a lot of them. They still don't have the previews working for a lot of these things. What is this one? Community pool, which I like. Medium. Oh, is that an agricultural field? Oh, it's free, but doesn't really do anything. So it's just some extra. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I realized exactly what it did when I grabbed it, but I'm okay with it. Let's unzone that. Kind of an odd color. It's excessively yellow. Yeah, it's not what I want at all. Just these open agricultural fields, but it doesn't actually look good, does it? I don't necessarily want to park people literally visit. Just a way to put in a little bit of green space that prevents pollution. Not a playground. There we go. Just hide the incinerator behind the parks. Houses are going to grow. We don't really have much in the way of parks over here. I think it would be a really good idea to do a big pass of this sort of thing. Where was that community pool? I really like the community pool. They made it small. Not too terribly expensive. Decent coverage. And just a little swimming pool right in there. Look at that. How cool. I love it. What do we have here? That's the field. Another field. Might look different. The plaza. I find the plazas relatively expensive. But they get work done and they look nice. So let's go ahead and put a plaza right here in the intersection. Oh. That's kind of annoying. Hang on. How come I can't put you there? Alright, you know what? It's fine. With the little 1x1 building. It fits. I've downloaded a few different... Oh, these are residences. Billboards on them. Getting some upgrades here and there. Excellent. Got a bit of demand for residential. Power was complaining for a sec. Oh, because they're not actually connected to the grid. They're only being powered by the incinerator, which may or may not have any garbage. So we'll do one of those so that'll get proper power. There we go. Something like that. And then what I'll do, I think, we have to worry about noise pollution, although we can set up some more offices there, is... Let's go and switch to the 2-lane road since we know they're better. I mean, we'll use some of these avenues again, but we'll try to avoid them when we can. Actually, I'll continue this avenue here to start off with. Alright, this bad boy here. We're going to use the curve tool now. Help dodge the park. Something like that, and then extend from here. So we can put offices right along the highway, since they're not bothered by noise. Just put a few little cross connections here and there. So again, we're going to have a lot of gaps between buildings. Just generally sort of a low density feel all over the place. Alright, so there's some commercial over there. We could use a little bit more commercial, so let's go ahead and zone that. Let's use the paintbrush since we can't really draw blocks properly. A little bit more like that. I don't think commercial's bothered by noise pollution either, since they do produce it. And then there's going to be offices all along the highway here. And a little bit here near those commercial zones. There we go. And then the rest, we can actually use the marquee tool for this. Will become residential. We'll need water. And hard to snap those long lines. Sometimes it's not obvious where the snap point is. And they're complaining a bit about power, mostly just because they decided to grow here instead of here. But there's enough demand for everything that a lot of this should pop in very, very quickly. And where's my nice big park, the one I really like? Is it this one? It's pretty big. This is the really big one. Actually, you know what? Maybe the slightly smaller one is going to be a better fit here. Let's give you something small and interesting. What is this? The small plaza. We got the sunken plaza and stuff too. I don't know if that's the one. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. I really like this one. Walk up here. Oh, it even overlaps right onto the sidewalk. Lots of trees, lots of benches, a couple of statues to look at. Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, we're gonna have to take a look at our resources relatively soon. Or not resources, I mean our city services. Garbage has mostly been taken care of, which is good. How's our health situation? Well, we don't have any coverage over here, which definitely we should do. This might not need an actual big hospital, though. It might be fine with a little clinic. But I think down here, we'll go ahead and drop a full-on hospital. And that'll be okay. We'll need another highway connection over here, too. Death care. We definitely don't want another zombie apocalypse. So let's go ahead and tuck one in over there. And right over here as well, actually on the other side, connected there. That way you can, got a couple options about how you can leave. Well, actually, I guess you have to turn right from there, so that's maybe not ideal. But oh well, that'll be fine. Fire. What do I have here? Ah, the Ghostbusters fire station. Fire engine capacity is only 2. Very small radius. It looks neat, though. And it's cheap. We'll have to put at least one down. There's a mod, of course. Put you down over there. There, we'll put the Ghostbusters fire station over here. Right there. Let's take a look at that. Who are you going to call? Very good. Police. Crime rates are low, but they've got like 0 coverage. So, the Wayne Towers is pretty cool. We've already got one though. I don't want to put too many Wayne Towers. I think it's better as like treating it as kind of a unique building. There, and we'll put another big one over here because we'll have some stuff across the road, and that'll all be serviced very nicely. Schooling. Yep, we need some of that. What do I have here? Oh, this is the old university. Is it the same stats? Exactly the same stats, just a different visual style. So we'll definitely use that one. So first, a little elementary school. Best place to put this thing. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll need one over here as well. Like that. And a high school. We might need a pair of these as well. We don't have the capacity, if anything, so let's go ahead and do that. And offer a little high school coverage over here, right next to the park. Very good. And then, oh my god, we're out of money. We're actually losing money. I wasn't paying attention to that. We had $500,000. So I'm putting down a lot of services here. You guys are complaining about not having the right educated people. We are working on that. Population should rise. I think we'll be okay. We do know that if we put in the... can get rid of the education boost, actually. We know that if we put in the small and big business benefactors, that actually makes really good money. Because we actually spend money per building, but they double their sales, so they pay more in taxes. They're going to need a lot more goods going around, but it's going to be okay. There we go. Now we're rolling in the cash again. So we're fine. Population's also going up, which I expected. I mean, we just zoned a bunch of areas. There was some fluctuation up and down as I sort of bulldozed some buildings, but overall we should be okay. Let's go ahead and extend this road out. That. Not too close to the pollution. Like this. Actually, we can put in maybe some offices here near the pollution. Like that. And then just zone some more housing. They'll come. Eventually. We've got water all up over there. Good stuff. How's my actual water pollution going? 0% water pollution. Lots of ground pollution, not a real surprise. So, now that we've left traffic flow for a while, let's take a look at some of this stuff. Like, this is still obviously terrible. So if we use our query tool, there's a few things we can do. First of all, if I click on a truck, it'll show me where it's going. Now, it's originating from there, which is a little bit not quite right. But that's kind of an like, it sort of forgets maybe originally where it came from, some of the latest corners, but it'll show you exactly where it wants to go. Oh, including here, it's going to go to this station, then go on the truck. So it wants to export. Where does it come from? Your uranium. So really, these guys want a train, but you've got a train. Why did you come from here to go there? I see. It's because from here, you can't actually leave down this route. They want to leave through this connection, and the only way they could do it is here. What we need to do... See, look at that. Already the tool has been amazing. What we need to do is make sure that our train track here is using the curvy tool and goes down that way. That way, this industrial area can go here, depart with a train going this way. Yeah, we also don't need this loop. Because that's... Apparently the trains are going to use that instead of reversing, so alright, good on them, but I don't think it's strictly necessary. That should actually alleviate some traffic. Now, the other thing you can do with this tool is click on a section of road instead of a vehicle. And it takes a second, but it'll show you everything where people are coming and going from, which is pretty useful. There's a lot of traffic here. So, yeah, we put in that train station, but I don't think we actually cut down on traffic as much as we could have because that loop wasn't going correctly. Now, we've got more train routes. Yeah, we've got one going north. Is this all? If I zoom out to the area. Or is there more rail access? Is this the only train? I think it is, actually. Okay. Yeah, because if there was more train routes, we could have encouraged more shipping by train by simply connecting to more of those. So we do need more industry. Now, we could build a lot more offices. We do have to make sure there's enough goods to supply our commercial areas with. Of course, by having this train service, that will help a lot. But I don't mind more industrial areas. We've got a lot of office space over here. We could expand this area quite a bit, actually. We've got some complaint about workers still. How's your education over here? How's our actual capacity? We could use a little bit more elementary just to make sure our capacity stays high. High school capacity is now good, but you don't actually have a high school. So let's get you equipped with one of those. University coverage. We don't have a university everywhere, and we want to build the old school one, since we are making some money now. So the question is, where do we put our university? It's a good question. A lot of low density over here. I think it's going to be maybe over here. I think this is going to be the shiny, smart people area. Put it here, put it in the middle. I don't know if it really particularly matters. Let's put it here, because I don't think the university gets quite as many shipments as, say, like a commercial area. Still occasionally get fires or whatever, but I think that will be a relatively safe spot to put that building. There we go. I was going to say, I'm thinking the wave will keep going, but alright, not that far, but that's okay. We can build up this area at some point soon, so that'll be alright. So I'm hoping... Where are these trucks going? Importing to... Alright, let's take a look. So you just came from the... Whoa, that's not what I meant at all. You just came from this station, and you're looking to drop off goods over here. And we can see the path. We could shorten the route if we had a road that goes here. Would that be good or bad for traffic? Well, I don't know. But I think the train will do a better job of servicing sort of local companies. And again, over here, I can just multi-lane this. But if I don't have to, like I like the idea of leaving constraints, you know? Not too much public transit, not too many wide roads, not too many this and that. How can we keep things flowing given those constraints? We probably will have to replace that at some point, but in the meantime, I have a lot of fun with it. Whoa! That's a lot more there, too. Also, everyone wants to be in there to make a left. Interesting. Where are you going? We have to put a cut in this video. We're going to do that. We're going to look at more of this traffic. We will, in the future, replace this with a more sensible set of lines and also some more transportation and some more mass transit. But I like figuring out these puzzles. That's just the way I like to play it. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.